access.
This is The Spot. The Spot with your host, Prophet Pete and DJ Sean Recognize.
Yo, what up, my people? You already know who it is. I call your girl. I call your girl Knowledge because every time she see me, she want to give me brains. It's your boy Prophet Pete from the city that never sleeps, and I got my guy right here next to me on the left side.
Yes, sir. Your favorite girl, your baby mama. She got a light skin fetish, and his name is Sean Recognize. What's up, world?
What's up, world?
What's good? What's
Yo,
good
we
with
here.
you?
Yo, definitely, man, making moves and moving and shaking. We here another week. You know, all that's going on and everything else in the world. Just want to say you gotta be appreciative of getting up every day and giving the opportunity to make today a different day.
That's where it starts. Being grateful.
Yeah. And you can't worry about the things you cannot control. If you can't control it, you shouldn't worry about it.
I know that's right.
Handle what you need to handle.
Uh-huh.
And I will tell you this. I seen this wild video, and like it's not something that I even want to play, and I'm not gonna play.
Right.
But and you might see it on the gram because I saw it on the gram, and it said it was two dudes looked like they was fighting, or trying to fight because nobody really got hit. Right, so it was like, yo, I'm gonna throw a punch or I'm gonna move out the way. No, there was no fight. But the big dude in the group is trying to get at the one dude that's by, like, there's one dude and probably there's like about 4 or 5 other dudes, or whatever, and it said knife fight across the top, and I'm like, knife fight? I'm like, okay. So I seen that the big dude ran up on a little dude. Well, he was little in comparison to him. The other guy he was fighting was about the same size. Right. So all you saw was like the other guy throw a punch, and then the big dude like just stops in his tracks when he hits him in the neck. And then you see the big dude step back. And then if you look on the floor, there's a trail of blood from where he got hit. Dude got stabbed in the throat.
Wow.
And just stood there.
Yeah.
And just like he's sitting there and like the blood is rushing out of his body.
Right.
So he's standing there until he just dropped to the floor.
He didn't even realize that he had been hit like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is that somebody sat there and recorded the whole fucking shit. His hands, all his peoples that was there ran and took off acting it, right? Because the dude did what he did, and then he took off, peeled off. So everybody started running.
Yeah, yeah.
And they left, their boy there to drop down and basically die because I know he didn't make it.
Wow, that's crazy. This is the age that we're in right now. You know, it's more entertaining to record the incident than to actually become involved with the solution, or a remedy for the situation. Maybe you don't have to be the solution. Maybe you can just help out a little bit, get somebody some help, get help to somebody. That's always cool. But damn, the savagery.
It was fucked up to see. Like, I'm like,
wow.
I said,
wow.
And the crazy part is that, seeing that, I would say about 20 years ago. 20 years ago, worked with a guy, fucking really cool, really dope as shit. He was like a gentle giant. Like, the dude was like 6'4", 6'5", probably like about 250 pounds, but like muscular 250 pounds. And he went out to out to Jimmy Bronx Cafe. and one of his mans got into it with somebody. He out there, and because he the bigger dude, you know, it's you take down the biggest dude, you got it, right? So he go to square with this guy, and somebody in the crowd that was with the guy that he was about to fight popped out, stabbed him in the neck. He's there with his fiance.
Yeah.
His fiance watched him die that night. I said, wow. And it was probably, he was probably trying to do something to defend, you know, whatever the situation was.
Yeah.
And instead of letting it go, like sometimes it's better to let it go than to sit there and push on, because all it takes is a split second.
And that's a jewel. And I wish I had the damn sound effect queued already. I'm gonna pull them up though, because I should have had that ready. Yeah, so you know that's how we setting the show off this week, man. The moral of that story is don't fuck with people that have knives.
and you know, you probably didn't even see, he probably hit it real.
No, that's not the moral of the story, y'all. I'm just tripping. The moral of the story is, you know what I'm saying, violence is not the answer. That's the moral of the story. You know what I mean? Leave people the hell alone.
And every
but also don't fuck with people with knives too.
Yeah, don't fuck with people with knives. I tell you, I'm somebody that growing up, and this is real stereotypical of being a Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
I used to walk around with 5 knives. 5.
Wow.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, 5. I had one in my Timberland boot. Right? I had one in my Timberland boot, one in my back pocket, 2 in each front pocket. No, actually, I had a knife in every pocket, and then one in my boot. And they just got
there. It is.
All they did was get bigger and bigger and bigger, depending on where I was reaching. I'm like, yo, I had one of those long hunting knives that had the serrated back. I was like, yo, either I'm gonna cut you or just cut a body part out. like how serious is this?
You had the serrated Rambo knife with the
I did
with the compass in the handle and everything. The survival
I had a folding one because you know I had to walk around outside. I could.
Okay. I thought you was walking around with the official John Rambo. I was about to go, man. He was really keeping the stereotype alive and well.
But yeah, man, it's crazy. Like
he said, he had five knives, cinco knives.
and I used to run around with a razor blade in my mouth. Well,
I'm guilty. I'm guilty of that too. So,
right, it's just like, and I think about it now, right?
It was an era. It was an era. You know, it was
really that bad.
It was a different climate, money. You know that. It was a way different climate. We're gonna start reminiscing, and they're gonna be like, listen to these old niggas talking about the good old days. Because we gonna tell it like a T.I. is. We gotta tell it like it is, bro. We ain't gonna sugarcoat it. It's way different. Way different.
But speaking of T.I., right?
Yeah.
T.I. this weekend, being out in Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
It was I want to say everything happens for a reason.
As the universe works. Yeah.
Right. I woke up. You know, I hopped on social media. Usually, I'm not a social media scroller, whatever. I go, boom, I hit it. Something pop up. Like it's the first thing that pop up in my feed, and I'm like, said pretty hustle. Right. So I look at it. I'm like, pretty hustle. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
That day, one Saturday, last Saturday that just passed, Tiny, T.I.'s wife, was holding audition because she's doing a making the band type of situation. So almost like, you know, like Grand Hustle, and all that, because Tiny has her own record label.
Oh, okay.
So she's looking for talent or whatever.
So is this gonna be? So is it just gonna be the actual talent search type thing, or is it gonna also be a show, like something that they're gonna film?
it's actually going to be a show, so it's supposed to be televised. So the people that was auditioning and everybody that pulled up, they told everybody, like, the line was crazy, bro.
Well, they
And
had to they had to do something because they pulled the show. The network pulled the show because of all of the allegations that's going on, and which I think is very corny because there have been other talented entities. I don't want to be specific. Those people have friends in high places. They could squash us like a little insignificant bug. Wow, done. You feel me?
yeah,
But I'll say this: that you got to be careful about the company you keep. I just leave it at that. I don't want to be. I don't want to say names or anything like that.
too specific. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, like when you sit there and look at like American Idol, America's Got Talent, or whatever, like those audition things.
Yeah.
I was out there with Moon, right? Because I told her about it. And she was like, "Yo, you want to come with me?" I was like, "Yo, let's go do it." I'm like, "Yeah, let's go do it." It to me, it was a freaking experience. Um, they they was only going to see 500 people.
Right.
There was more than 500 people out there.
Of course. Look at who's putting out the announcement.
Right. Like there were people drove up from Tampa. Niggas drove 6, 7, 8 hours just to come through to stand the line. And it was wild crazy. Like you had people that was from Atlanta or from Georgia. Like, because the auditions was held at this studio, which was a huge place.
Well, no.
Right. And I'm like, yo, this shit is cool. But I was out there for what? We got out there at 11 hours. 11 hours, bro. 11 hours. So I saw people out there in wedding dresses.
Yeah.
I saw people out there in 3-piece suits. And it was 90 something degrees. I said, yo, God bless you, because I'm out here in a short sleeve shirt and I'm dying. But I had the New York face on.
Yeah.
The New York face is like, I'm not bothered by this heat, but I'm dying inside.
Mm-hmm. Sweat down my back, but I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not letting nobody know about it.
Yo, people was drenched. And I would tell you that I've never seen or experienced it to that effect. Like, I've done showcases, I've been to certain events, but I've never seen it to that magnitude. There was people, camera crews was coming through.
Yeah.
People were just singing online. Like they was like, yo, so sing, tell us who you are.
Yeah.
And show us what you could do. Like people was singing online. Like it was an amazing experience. And if that's what Atlanta got to bring, I can't wait to experience more of that.
Yeah, well, shouts out to them, man. I hope that pops off because, like I said, the network did them dirty, so they got to get something and keep that fan base, keep them entertained, man. You gotta, you could disappear for 6 months and the game will forget about you. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that they will ever forget about them, Tiny or T.I. at all, but I'm just saying, you know how it goes. Like you got to stay consistent, man. You got to stay in that damn spotlight with that whole reality TV shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and there was something that T.I. said, and I want to say he was on the Breakfast Club, where people try to come at him a certain way and like, yo, who really are you? Who are you really? Like your personality or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm all those things that you think about me. He's like, I'm a trapper. I'm a this. I'm a family man.
His answer is always going to be some calculated, response that he's probably rehearsed more than once and using a couple words that you're going to have to look up later.
Yo, I got to give it to him, though. I got to give it to him because it's like that dude in the hood that really now I know that T.I. for sure, before he uses the word, he knows the definition of the word. But
Oh
you,
yeah,
you ever
he tries it out on his kids and all that.
right? It like, have you ever been around that dude that be like exuberant, and he's like, I'm all the way fucked up exuberant? It's like, those all that don't go together. Like, what are you talking about? Because
Yes,
they
yeah,
heard it, they want to use it out of context.
I've heard some crazy vernacular, brother. I heard one of my homies pronounce it chicken fajitas. I'm not gonna name them. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to you. You know who you are, my G. And what was another one? Oh man, I'll never forget this one right here. And I can't even say the homie's name because he's very well known. But there's a certain homie who used to live downtown Brooklyn. We'll just leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get too specific. And in this section of downtown Brooklyn, at the time, I'm not talking about right, and I'm not talking about gentrified Brooklyn right now. I'm talking about 92, somewhere, 91, somewhere around there. At this point in time, that portion of downtown Brooklyn was infested with rats. When I say infested, I'm talking about a sea of mice or rats would be in your trash cans if you had stuff outside your, apartment building or if outside of your residence. So my homeboy unfortunately was a victim of this. You know what I mean? And another homeboy, if I was hanging out with him, and he came up, my homeboy who has the bad rodent problem, and I was like, yeah, I was gonna go check the homie. And he was like, oh man, he said to me, he said, and he listens to the show. He might be watching right now. He knows what I'm talking about. He looked at me. He said, "Oh no!" He said, "Yo," he said, "I ain't going over there no more." He said, "Son got mouses." Yo, P, I was done after that. I said, no, not. I said, mice, you mean it? Yo, whatever, man. Them too. I was screaming, bro. Said he had mouses, mad mouses.
Yo, but this is where, no
Ooh,
lie,
man. Shouts out to my friends.
this is where the education
Ooh,
system
man.
failed.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Phonics is real. You know what I'm saying? Reading is fundamental. All of that, man.
Like it does. And I ain't even going front. Like, I went to school. I'm educated, but
Yeah,
the English language,
yeah.
like, to me, it's like there's just so many different variations. Like, I'm a math
It's
kind of guy.
it's a bastard language already. You know what I'm saying? So it's not ours to uh, uh, articulate in the first place. You feel me? But you gotta adapt to your surroundings. So therefore, we speak the English that we speak. You know what I'm saying? Over here, we don't speak proper English like they would over in, what I'm saying, across the pond, as they would say.
Right.
We speak what they would call, I guess, broken English. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, that's what you got to do, man.
So,
You got to be able, you got to be able to communicate effectively, and too often our people, it's almost fashionable, like what does Slick Rick say in that song? In Hey Young World, it's cool to look bummy and be a dumb dummy and disrespect your mommy. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like it's fashionable to be ignorant a little bit, you know?
yeah.
So what? So what? This man don't know how to pronounce the word, but you know what he's trying to say. No, no, young boy, you didn't get a star on your paper for almost getting the word right. You feel me? You got a star on your paper when you got the word right. That's how it was in kindergarten when I was in school, first grade, second grade, whatever. You feel me? So
Yeah.
now it's acceptable to just be I. They're gonna
Yeah.
be like, "Oh, you're
It's
victimizing. So you're shaming a kid because he can't read as good as the." Well, look, you know what? Maybe somebody needs to help the homie out or the little girl out and give them a little bit more instruction so that they can get those words right. You feel me? Because I'm gonna tell you something. You go out there in the world and you're talking the way that you talk and you think it's cool. Yeah, it's cool around the way. You know what I mean? When you get out there in the world, though, and you got to communicate with people, they look at you a certain way because They feel like, you know, if they feel like if you think that that's the proper way to speak, then then you're on a certain level. You feel me? Or you're not. They might feel like they above you because maybe they're a little bit more polished or they're a little bit more proper in their pronunciation. You feel me? But I'm going to tell you another thing. If you do get fastidious with your words, as Mike Tyson would say, shouts out to Mike, Brooklyn, then people also gravitate and deal with you a different way that way also. It's sort of like, and I brought this point up in the earlier show, it's kind of like when you put on a suit. You understand what I'm saying, P Money? When you put on that suit, that fresh suit, tailor made, you know what I'm saying? Very nice, put on a nice pair of shoes, whatever, Stacey Adams, I don't know, whatever your thing is. And people see you on the street, they address you differently. How you doing, sir? Or good afternoon, school. You know what I'm saying? They get out your way, might hold the door open for you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Treat you like very dignified, very respectful. You feel me? You go upstairs and you take that suit off and you put on a sweatsuit, some sweatpants, whatever, t-shirt, Tim's. Go to the store and see how those same people that saw you in that suit treat you. I guarantee you will see a different response. It's the same thing with your speech patterns, people. If they hear you talking ghetto, they're gonna treat you ghetto. You feel what I'm saying? It's all about blending and how can I say it and not to sound derogatory? It's all about blending and communicating effectively. You feel me? What they say when in Rome, you gotta do as the Romans do. So when you in, you know what I'm saying, when you in Spain and you hungry, damn it, you gotta speak Spanish. You heard?
Right. And you have to, and I learned this long time ago. You have to understand your audience. Right. So you can't bring certain things to the table. You don't bring the hood to corporate, and you can't bring corporate to the hood because
It's
the audience.
it's a time and a place for it. But go ahead.
Right. So, like, right, it's spontaneous, right? And I had a conversation one day, and I said, I know spontaneous. I know what that means, right? But because of the way I said the sentence, I said spontaneity, right?
Spontaneity.
Right, but it was supposed to be spontaneity, and I'm
Yeah.
like, really, you checking me on this one right now in
Yeah.
this moment? Like, I'm like, oh, okay,
Spelling
cool,
bee, bitch.
right? But I'm like, all right, cool, it's okay, all right, I get it. So
Yeah.
now, when I go say the word, I'm gonna overemphasize that
Yeah.
in the middle of that shit.
We hit the hard A with the accent.
Hard, but it's all cool. But I respect it though because it's at the time, depending on who it's coming from.
Yeah.
Right, depending on who it's coming from.
Yeah.
It's they either trying to check you and make you look stupid. At that point, or if it's somebody that's like, yo, I don't want you to embarrass yourself.
Telling you, man, it means a lot, man. If you speak the language, so to speak, it goes a long way, man. It goes a long way. Get for gab goes a long way.
I definitely get that, and at that point, I was like, oh, she's trying to make sure that if I was to say it in a certain room, I don't look stupid.
Yeah.
So it was, yo, I'm just looking out for you.
Exactly.
And I just took it as that, and that was it. But sometimes we got
it's Apollo taking you to the beach. We're gonna get right. Let's go. We're gonna get right.
Right, he's just running on the beach, like fucking Rocky. Rocky was doing the fucking concrete, fucking run, but didn't know what it was to run in the sand because there ain't no beaches in Philly.
You had to take that moment to the hood. And once again, Rocky's lady had to rescue him. But anyway, dig him out of the trenches. Adrian, but what we gonna set it off with this week? B? We gonna what we did last week. So we did the new school first last week.
We did the new school first.
So we gonna do old school first this week.
Yeah, And before we even get into it, it doesn't matter how far I cut these videos down. I cut the videos down and did a test run earlier today.
Yeah.
15 seconds, still copyright.
So we're gonna go. No, we're gonna start doing, man. And I hate to do it this way, but for the sake of the numbers and the you know what I'm saying, so we don't have to deal with the BS. You know what I'm saying, as far as the technical side goes. You know what we should start doing, and I want the people's feedback on this as well. We need to just go ahead and show the visual without the sound. You feel what I'm saying? So they can't beef about that. So at least the people can see the name of the song and the artist. You know what I'm saying? And they can, and when they go watch the video, they can at least find the video because they see what it looked like. You know what I mean?
I bet
we might have to start doing it like that. I hate to do it that way because I like to share the music with the people, man, and you know what I'm saying, give them what we feel is the right vibe, man. And sometimes you can't just vibe out to a picture, you know what I mean? And some people's lazy, they're not gonna go look for the song. It looked like it might be hot, but I'm not gonna get up and go look for it.
Yeah. So let's get into you said the old school, right?
Yeah. Let's set it off with the old school. Let's do that.
So you already know it's the
What must I go through to show you shit is real? And I ain't really never gave a fuck how niggas feel. Rob and I steal, not cause I want to, cause I have to. And don't make me show you with the Mac. If you don't know by now, then you slip. I'm on some bullshit that's got me jacking niggas flipping. Let my man in them stay pretty, but I'ma stay shitty. Cruddy, it's all for the money. Is you with me? Get the bitches, now I'll commit the crime. When it's all me transform like Optimus Prime. Out on the head, roll out, let's make it happen. We ain't gon' get it with them, we'll take it cap. Bustin' off, dustin' off, the softest niggas. Money with the biggest mouth, yo, let's off this nigga. Come off this nigga, he never made a sound. Breathe too fucking hard and he getting bust down.
Niggas want to kill us.
Yeah, dog.
Boy.
And I can't, the top 5 definitely there's a good variation of styles now.
Yeah, it's assortment.
I can tell you for the people that are going to be around and are listening to the top 5,
you
need to really see that visual of Mac because she looks freaking amazing.
Who on the visual on what? On who?
Mary J. Blige.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, please. I was gonna wait until we played it to comment about that, but since you brought it up,
I was like, Mary
took that power money and just did some. I don't know if she just eating or what. I don't think she got no surgery. Don't look like that. It looked like something else is going on. I don't know, but she was looking very healthy in that video.
Yo, what up, Plug?
Plug is in the building.
In the building, my G.
Yeah, she was looking super healthy in that video. We're gonna get to that a little bit later so y'all can see what we're talking about. But yeah, man. So I don't know what's going on, but shouts out to her, man. She's looking
at the top of the hour. I don't know if 50, 50 doesn't get chicks swole in certain areas, so I don't know.
Hey,
50
and you put it's an investment,
all day. So let's get into this this movie of the week before we get into this hip hop news.
Oh yeah, we got to do that.
Yeah, so here we go. Let's get it, y'all.
Only on 106.1 High Level FM. It's about that time of the night. Let's get into these smooth grooves one time for the one time.
Yo, so everybody that's tuned in, paying attention, the movie of the week is Zola. Came out 2021. First time watching it. I think it's a dope watch. It reminds me if you're a fan of P-Valley, if you're the fan of Hustle, if you strippers and the game and the way that it is and understanding the streets is something you need to watch. People is getting caught up. Yo, we going to dance, but next thing you know, shorty come through and and she got a pimp, and she doing what she doing for some bread, and then it goes from there. But you gotta watch it. So here we go. We got the trailer for you, y'all. So make sure you pay attention.
Hey, last month I went dancing at this cute spot in Florida where my roommate's girl made like 5 G's a night. Because of my
We just met yesterday and you already trying to take hoe trips together?
Be ready by 2.
You want to hear a story about how me and this bitch fell out? It's kind of long, but it's full of suspense.
You want to go somewhere with me?
That's my place. Shut it so bad.
Dear Heavenly Father, we are asking you a special prayer today. We asking you to send us niggas. Send us niggas with culture. Send us niggas with good credit.
What brings y'all here?
We making shmoney.
Money, titties.
From here on out, watch every move this bitch makes.
This bitch with a nappy ass hair was up in my face.
Word.
Y'all want to trap?
Okay, wait, hold up.
Do not trip.
I got you, girl. A real nice spot.
This is messy. You are messy. Your brain is broke.
Is this what you came here for, Zola?
Do it look like I came for this?
Look at all this money you made. I'm so proud of you.
I don't fuck with you. No more.
I didn't do nothing wrong.
I came to dance.
No, we're done with that.
Why you on my Twitter? Why you on my Facebook? Why you on my Tumblr?
Why you DMing me? Sis, why you tagging me in photos? You don't even fuck with me.
Sis.
Let me know.
Sis.
Let me know.
Yes, sis.
Yeah. And we back. We back at it.
Zola. What's it called? Zola?
Zola, yeah. Zola.
All right. All right.
Yeah, so real some.
So did you see? So you was talking about the internet earlier. Did you see? And everybody thinks that this happened in a Family Dollar or Dollar General or whatever. It didn't happen in a dollar store. It happened in O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Shouts out to O'Reilly's. Shorty went in there. I don't know how to.
Part.
I don't know. Yeah, Auto Part. No, that you got to finish that off. I don't know how the argument started between the two of them. This is two black girls, right? Black women. Oh, I don't call them girls. And it got to the point it was they were screaming at each other, and it got to the point where they started talking about each other's mama. And the one woman went behind the counter to, I guess, the girl that worked at O'Reilly's and grabbed her up and, basically dragged her, started hitting her in the face, hitting her in the head, whatever, left her on the floor, right? The girl that was on the floor proceeds to get up and go back behind the counter, I guess to her bag or her personal belongings somewhere. And she pulled out a pistol and she shot the girl. So, the internet is on fire, of course. This is going viral. There are mixed emotions about this. Some people are saying that, the girl was wrong for pulling out the gun and shooting her because she got drugged. You know what I mean? Other people are saying that she should have just fought the girl. She shouldn't have shot her. Other people are saying it was pretty much the case of self-defense. You know, the girl came behind the counter, you know, where people are not supposed to come. Number one, she assaulted her, you know what I mean, plain as day on camera in front of everybody. She had every right to defend herself. So I don't know, P Money, what you feel about this?
It's crazy. And okay. No,
it is crazy. It is crazy.
I'm just, thinking about it, right? Like, first off, you at a place of work, right?
Yeah, at your place of business, yeah.
Or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Somebody come through something real crazy. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, she could really claim self-defense.
Yeah.
And it might be one of those things that she might be able to fly with. But, right? If anybody's ever really paid attention to the law on self-defense, it's like, if you shoot somebody that pulls a gun on you, that's self-defense.
Yeah.
If you pull a gun on somebody that pulls a knife, that's self-defense. If somebody just throws up their fist and you pull a gun and pop them, that's aggravated assault, manslaughter, or murder. It's like you hit somebody with a car. That's considered manslaughter. You shoot somebody, there's no equal force in that.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a little wild. Like, she was mad because she got ass whipped. But if you knew you couldn't fight, you shouldn't have came from behind the. Well, you shouldn't. You should have been like, yo, you know what, we good. Yo, you know what, you could have de-escalated the situation. Now the shit done popped off. I haven't seen the video. I'm just saying, just based off of what you said.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
sometimes, just like the dude that got stabbed in the neck. He got stabbed in the neck and he was throwing a punch. But he got stabbed like leak, bro.
But now we gotta look at it like this also now too, man. This was a war of words. This was two females yelling at each other. You know, all right, we all know the trigger is, somebody saying your mama or, something about your mama or whatever. Okay, we understand that. But to take it to a point where, number one, let's not even talk about the gunshot yet. To take it to a place where you're going to go and put your hands on somebody because they said words to you. You feel me? That right there is a level that needs to be avoided first and foremost. And then to retaliate at the level that she did, I mean, you can't. I think Charlemagne is good for saying the quote he always says, you can't tell somebody how to react. You know what I mean? And you never know how somebody is going to respond to an ass whipping. Not everybody is from the old school. Not everybody is down with what Pop said. And if y'all don't know who Pops is, go watch the first Friday.
But if you sit there and you think about it, right? Okay, we live in a super duper oversensitive society.
That's a fact.
Like, there is a governor right now getting mad heat for saying men don't get pregnant. Besides, what was that fucking movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger was pregnant?
When he was pregnant. I'm not familiar with that
old movie. Like, old movie. Like, when I tell you, I don't know if it was him. I know there was twins. Like, when I think of Arnold Schwarzenegger and I think of him back in the days, besides Terminator, I think of Twins. Twins was the other.
He had Twins. He had Kindergarten Cop. He had a few, that were not action, him blowing everything up. He had a few of those. You know what I'm saying? He had to do that.
But there was a movie where he was the pregnant bodybuilder type dude.
Wow.
And it was weird. Like, it was like some experiment, and then he actually, like, I don't know how the fuck he had the baby. Like, I don't remember.
Well, don't sleep your money. They got the artificial wombs now. They're actually doing implants of artificial wombs into the bodies of men who are, I guess, transitioning to be women, so that they can go through the whole, I guess, experience of what motherhood would be like. But
And
I mean, to the lengths that you have to go to make that happen is in and of itself is exhausting. You feel me? So I don't know. I don't know if it's what is DL say was his quote. I don't know if the steak is worth the sizzle.
yeah, like yo, and just think about it. Like I could see because we are in an oversensitive society why the governor is getting heat because now because of the power for the movement of the LGBTQ community,
Right.
it's it, now there's the terms of him and her are no longer an acceptable an
Yeah, I've heard.
acceptable
Yeah, I've heard.
term.
I've heard now they're not trying to call a woman a
Them or they.
a woman. A woman. They're not trying to call her a mother. They're trying to call no. They're trying to call her a birthing person. You hear this? You hear this, Magic? A birthing person, not a mom, not a mother, not
So
a
you're a
child.
vessel.
You're a
So now,
vessel.
now you're
You're just
just a thing.
you're just a
Okay.
box. You're just a box that the baby comes in, basically.
All right. That's a little weird.
A birthing person, and then you're not even a gender. You're just a person. So that right there, kind of like is it's a double question mark for me. A double question mark. You feel me? Not just one.
It's a little weird for me. I could definitely tell you it's a little weird for me.
It's the banana in the tailpipe. If you ask me, P Money, it's the whitewashing of history. It's the mental mind fuck. It's the indoctrination of the um, new way of thinking. It's what it is. Be money. It's about the. It's about the. It's about moving forward, having it be a certain way, and them already starting to try and implement that in the little things that we see already. You know what I mean? If you're looking around and you aware and you open your eyes and you see certain things, you can see it happening already. You know?
Yeah.
And it starts with your speech, your everyday stuff, man. It starts with that.
Yo, and speaking about that, right? We're talking about the gender specific stuff. People in government coming on the heat for saying certain things. Your man Joe Biden is in the news right now because he was in Israel to talk about honoring the Holocaust. And it was, and I know he's one of the older presidents that we have, so we might have to chuck that up to, we already know Joe Biden don't process stuff like we do. So he might have had a little memory lapse right there. But also, outside of that, they're working on passing a bill to legalize abortions again now that they started to be illegal in over 20 some odd states.
Right.
But they were talking about, and it was weird because I really listened to it because I wanted to hear the language of what they were speaking about. And one of the biggest issues is late term pregnancy or late term abortion.
Yeah. That's
Right.
a big deal.
Right. It's a big deal because, after a certain time, the baby is no longer a fetus. It is a living.
It's alive. Yeah. It's a living, living baby. It's a baby.
Living person. Right.
Yeah.
But the bill they're trying to pass allows the parent to terminate the pregnancy after the child is born.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I found that to be a little wild. I'm like, what? I'm like, whoa, but is anybody really listening to this? After the child is born, you can still terminate that child's life. So at that point, I don't think it's murder at that point.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the thing. How sick is our society that we have to make a law that tells us not to do that? You feel me? Like they're just like certain shit you just know not to do. You understand what I mean? Like, so why would that even be in the books? But some savage, you know what I mean, wild out and probably did it one day, and they said, "Oh no, we got to make a law against that. We got to put that. We got to write that in there somewhere. So put that in between section 1223 or whatever. You know what I mean? It's law."
But it is wild.
Bro, that's crazy, man.
And you know, what is it? You know, trying to create a superior race, right? And I know, and I don't care if we get blocked, banned, or whatever for this, but right, with white supremacists, everything is blonde hair, right? Blonde hair, blue eyes, right? If this bill was to pass, right? If this bill was to pass, if their kid doesn't have is not born with blonde hair and blue eyes, they could terminate that child's life just because they looking for this superiority situation, which I think is crazy. But then it works on the other side too. If your child is born with a disability, instead of caring for the child, you'd be like, nah, I don't want to deal with that. Yo, did that. Which is
like,
messed up.
what are we fucking in Sparta? You just fucking throw them down a hole and shit when they come out because they got a, you know what I'm saying, a cockeye or some shit. Come on, man. This is
feed them to the lions. Like, we're actually, with the laws that they're trying to pass, these bills that they're trying to pass are really dehumanizing us. Right. Where we're just like, if we can't check off all these boxes, we could throw the shit away.
It's almost like they're trying to. No, it's not almost like they're trying to normalize certain behaviors, so that they have the freedom to practice them when they want to, because they want to do it out in the open. You know what I'm saying? The sick ass shit that they're doing behind closed doors, they want to be able to do it out in the open. So yeah, exactly. Somebody said sound like some Yaku rules and regulations, no doubt. They want to do that stuff out in the open, but they can't. So they try to, go and use loopholes in the law, and you know what I'm saying, make this happen. Like recently when they had the little incident down south about youth marriages or something to that effect. What was the we talked about it on the show too. I can't remember what the incident was, but it was something like the law was gonna make it so that you could marry a child. You know what I mean? Like if an adult could marry a child, then they had to go and change the stipulation in the law so that they could, make it 18 or over or whatever the case may be. And I forgot what that was, but just things like that, man. Like if it goes unmonitored, can just slip through the cracks, and then before you know it, it's like, oh, you can go over here and do this in such and such state. I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a law. It's written in the law books. You feel me?
Yeah, and it's wild that, for some apparent reason, we're spending a lot of time moving backwards in our nation, the United States. Sir. We're actually going back to a lot of the things that we fought to overturn or overcome. And next thing you know, slavery is going to be back in the building.
Going back
we're just a couple of bills away from that.
Going back to the dark ages, brother. They want to make America great again. You know what I'm saying? That means making it bad. That means not making it black again. Straight up. Fear of a Black Planet, brother. Chuck D said it on that album, brother. Fear of a Black Planet.
Yeah.
So what they don't want, people.
Nah, they don't want that. So you want to get into this hip hop news real quick?
Well, to be honest with you, there ain't much hip hop news to be talking about this week. Let me see. Hold on. I think what we should do instead, because there's one thing I want to look up before I get into that. Go ahead and drop the new school, so they can get.
So we're going to drop the new school.
Get that out their system, because I know they've been seeing it, the thumbnail and the little premiere that you had put out there. So come on, man, drop that for us. So drop that.
Yeah, so you already know it's the
hot shit. Jimmy Snooker off the top rope, super fly shit. Might get in the tub with all my ice on some pop shit. Either way, you slice it, bottom line. bitch. You should know I rock it twisting, it ain't even out yet. All this jewelry at the grocery store, I'm obnoxious. Brought her home and closing on another, I know I'm blessed. Everybody wanna be gang, ain't no spots left. Bad bitch contest, it wouldn't be a contest.
Ooh, smoking.
I'm connected. I don't know what's longer, man, my block list on my checklist. I don't know what's colder, man, my heart on my necklace. Pretty when I wake up, I'm a bad bitch at breakfast. Still might slide on the op. Hating didn't work, so they lied. These bitches.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Gotta give it to
amazing. Cardi looks amazing.
The crazy part about it was, I think it was earlier this week. I'm like, yo, where Cardi been at? And then boom,
raising them babies.
It's raising those babies, doing what she do. And if you listen to old Cardi, I would say that she was always transparent, and I think that was her rise to success, always being transparent with her people.
Right, always.
She, getting kicked out the house, trying to figure the shit out, and she did what she had to do, and now she here, she getting that money, and as she says, the money, right? And like she said, she said everybody want to be gang, but there ain't no room left.
Yeah.
Like, y'all niggas want to be gangsters, but nigga, I was living that life. Y'all niggas is playing gangsters.
She always had that fan base, though, man. That's what that's what brought her to the level where she's at right now, man. She, like you said, just being genuine and being who she is, not putting up a front, just being open,
Yeah.
Being real with the people. That's what put her on the pedestal, man. That's how she got her fame, and she just never changed. She never deviated from that plan, man. And that's she deserves everything she's getting, man.
Yo, and shout out to everybody that's tuned in, watching us. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Man, we here. And you can watch us live on WEMSradio.com, y'all.
Yes,
for real. Make sure you check out all those artist features and everything else that's popping, the videos, the list of the shows, and everything else, man. Because we here, you heard? Gang.
Every day, all day. So I'm looking, I'm combing through the files here. And it's just a bunch of bull, man. Ain't nothing really popping like that. I will tell you one thing, though.
Who's getting the middle finger of the week?
I'm kind of torn because I was gonna give it to the chick that shot up O'Reilly's, but I don't know. I really don't know which way to lean on it, man. I wish you could. I wish I had the video to play for you, P Money, so you can see it for yourself.
Yeah, like damn. O'Reilly's auto part. Da, 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 da. Like it should be a room after that, not gunshot.
Like, that's gonna be their new. That's gonna be their new commercial. Oh, O'Reilly's. Bow, 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 bow. Auto. Like that. Hell yeah. Exactly.
Damn.
That's gonna be so. Damn. Nah, I really don't have no news. Don't even waste the promo, brother. I'm not even gonna lie to you because the shit that it's really not. Yeah. This
right,
one's pregnant. This one's, y'all already know who's in jail. I will say one thing though. This nigga Boozy went off because he got pulled over in Georgia. He was detained for a moment, him and his homie, and apparently, I guess they was searching the car or whatever, and I guess he was smoking a blunt in the truck rather, and so of course the cops smelled the weed, but there was no weed in the vehicle. So he's in cuffs on camera. I guess TMZ called him, and he's going, "Oh man, I'm tired of this shit, man. Fuck, man. These niggas are targeting my vehicle. Like going off, P Money. And then the cop comes back. All right, look, I'm gonna write you a citation for the weed. Said take the cuffs off you and let you go. So we good. Boozy, like you can see him relax a little bit, calm down. He was like, "Yeah, we good." Like, then he walked got back into the show. It was crazy, man. So that's the only really piece of hip hop news. It was more entertaining than anything. But shouts out to Boozy, man. They always giving him a hard time.
Yeah,
and, you know what I'm saying. That works hard.
Yes, he does. So let's get it because we at the top of the hour. Let's get into this top 5 of the week. And when we come back, hopefully our guest is in the building. And then we go from there. All right, y'all. It's the
I'm about to drama for my money like I'm DJ Cannon. I got a stripper, but she Spanish, yeah, she in Atlanta. Yeah, I just scooped the walk about the grill of family. And my show is like a robbery, they got their hands up. My diamonds like a hockey puck, you need no 3D glasses. I'm moving like I'm Ali, you can nickname me Cassius. I swear to God, I glow with dark, I don't need a flash. I treat the Audi like a potato, I'm a mash. I need my gravy in the whip is cranberry sauce. Dante cold pepper, catch the pack, Randy Moss.
Round with 2 sticks, like a chopstick. Youngins making keys flip, like a locksmith. Got a curve and she trippin', that be toxic. When we catch the boys slippin', polish up the box.
Play with clack, go to flash and shit up, like a camera. That phone ring, I'm bagging shit up, but I ain't trapping. You been at they throat, little dog, I ain't mad at you. This ain't what you want, little dog, this shit bad.
Fresh out the coma, already grinning, like he ain't having them.
Fresh out of prison, already winning, I ain't catching them.
She make multiple visits to locations way out of radar. Face like an angel, sweet as a bar. Conversation is so flawless when she conversing. She's a natural with it. She can do it without rehearsing. So daily I get up equipped with the knowledge of a scholar. Ignorance make you look stupid regardless of your dollars. I'm one of a kind. The purple unicorn of entity. Feel the wind blowing. Somebody just even mention me. I'm real tight. MJG vocab is unlimited. Ripping and running and rolling through all of these sentences. Keeping my volume up for them voices that been muted. So many you foolish. You just keeping the air polluted.
Bad bitch every day like Christmas. Attitude don't fuck you, pay me. It take more than a Bentley today. Got me fucked up, I don't trust him. If he ain't got more than me, can't fuck. Got me fucked up, I don't trust him. If he ain't got more than me, can't fuck him. Ooh, I love when they chase me. Good luck if you tryna replace me. 220 on the dash like Stacy. And yeah, that nigga fine, but he moved too jank. Got me fucked up, I don't trust him. If he don't got more than me, I can't fuck him. If he don't got what I need, I duck him.
You gotta come see about me. If you really want the truth, then ask me about me. And if you really want the smoke, they roll tree about me. You know I keep a young gunner pushing peep out me. You know God don't play, he keep it cheap out me. Hope you hoes burn your lip trying to get teep out me. If I said 2 o'clock, it's gonna be about 3. Might be fashionably late, but I leave out fleet. Come on, dawg. I gotta keep my collar clean. You niggas couldn't be me if it was Halloween. I see a lot of eye candy, sour power string.
And we back.
Oh my goodness. Did you see it?
Yes.
Did you see it, people?
Yes.
Man. Power. That's all I'm gonna say. Power.
That power money long.
Power.
Yo, but
power.
I tell you, like Mary's been doing the combination of acting. I forgot what she was in. Crap.
She was in a few things. Mary was in a few things. She was in that what was that shit? Mudbound, I think it was called.
And there's something where she was like this agent wearing a suit, like she looked like Men in Black type shit. But I forgot what it was.
She was in a few things. Mary was definitely getting her act on, as they say. She'll be getting the act on for a minute.
Yeah, so you know, it's you gotta give a shout out to the queen, man. You know, just loving the music vibe and all that. Everything else, I've always been a Mary fan. So, you know, she bring it to people when she's
Had
on.
a crush on you, sis. Real love. Oh.
Boom, boom. I'm searching. That right there, get it.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm just want to give a shout out to what's her name, Lakia, the joint she got with Lotto, because I like the original. If you know, you know that dun 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 dun. That's that. Get crunked up, get crunked up, get crunked up, get crunked up. So you immediately,
That's
that's
her.
That's not her song. That's of course she took that. That's oh man, I'm gonna have to look it up because it's gonna mess with me now. Hold on, let me see. Icons. That's them boys. Yeah. Back when the videos was blurry.
When everything was fuzzy.
We ain't had that 1080p, huh?
Yo, for real. Yo, but I gotta say, shout out to technology. Shout out to
yes, sir.
Umbrella Academy. There you go. And I didn't want to say it the wrong. I didn't want to say the wrong thing, but I was like, you know what? She was in something. But yeah, it is Umbrella Academy, where she looked like Men in Black, like she had a Men in Black type of situation on, looking like a federal agent. Definitely dope. You got to watch it. There's a new series out for Umbrella Academy. Definitely, if you watch it, you really got to pay attention because you can get real confused real quick because there's a lot of things going on. It's almost like X-Men, but like a new version of it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
like a new twist. So
this was a movie or this was a series?
Series on Netflix. You'll find it on Netflix.
I remember seeing it. Yeah, I remember seeing it. Let's check that out. MJB. And Fab did his thing on there as well. You know what I'm saying? That's always his pocket. The radio hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get the R&B divas to sing, and he comes right with the proper lines. You know what I mean? The hook tight. It's kind of what he does.
And what was it? It was him and Mo, right? Which one was that?
MMO.
The chick. Wow, I want to say Mo.
Lil Mo.
Lil Mo.
Lil Mo. We're talking about Superwoman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was the bank.
Skyrocket. That was a super colossal MX missile.
Yo, but when I tell you,
no stopping them.
But I gotta give it to Fab, right? Because one of his, besides him getting on the R&B joints and doing what he does,
yeah.
When he pull up, his apparel is always on point.
Well, that's the borough, that's just the borough oozing out of him. We gotta put it together. See, a lot of people get this misconception about Brooklyn is we can't dress for some reason. You know what I mean? Yeah, you could go there and probably get robbed for everything that you got on. That's real. That can happen. You know what I'm saying? Even to this day, even in gentrified Brooklyn, it still goes down in certain places. Don't get it twisted. But what I'm saying is, we're known for that, and not known for being sharply clad, and being able to put an outfit together and match and all of that type of stuff. And when people say Brooklyn, I usually think of Tim. Now Harlem is known for, being extra sharp. But Brooklyn is known for Timberlands, you know what I'm saying? But they're awesome Brooklyn motherfuckers. They get clean and do their thing. Trust and believe.
Like somebody that showed me how there was a couple of big dudes in the industry, but I think Biggie did it the best. when it came to a big dude dressing.
Yeah.
Right. And then after that, you had your Rick Ross or whatever. But it was, to me, the one that really did it the best.
Yeah.
Was Big.
Well, that was
and being
planned. It was planned for sure.
No, but again, we was talking about that Can't Stop, Won't Stop. Like, Diddy probably had a lot to do with the way Biggie was dressing. Really putting some of that stuff on for him and making sure that, he looked sharp. But he did it. He carried it well. He owned the shit.
Now, I will tell you this. You can't dismiss the original overweight lover, Heavy D.
Right. That was the other one.
Who was, I'm saying, also a trendsetter for the big fellas. And not only could he dress his ass off, he could also move. He was on that stage dancing with his dancers.
The girls that love me. Wait, love a Heavy D. Yo, that was my mantra when I was in elementary school. Like, the girls that love me.
When he was in them videos, man, with the baggy pants on, doing the Running Man and all that shit, man, like he was really doing that. It wasn't no CGI. I mean, we didn't have none of that back then. So yeah, can't dismiss Heavy D. That's archives right there.
Yo, for real.
If you want to go deeper, we can say, even before Heavy D, there was Barry White.
we had Barry White. We had and I had him on my show.
Another big smooth moment.
Yeah, but crap. David Tolliver.
Okay.
David Tolliver. It was a group of them. It was three of them. I can't remember the group name right now. David Tolliver. He's out here in ATL. Interviewed him. Actually interviewed his daughter too. Desiree. He's a big dude too.
Yeah.
But this was like, but it was weird because in rap, you didn't have too many big dudes.
Yeah.
Like that. In R&B, you had the big dudes that laid it down. Like the big dudes was the ones that was going to serenade you.
That's what I was getting ready to say. The big dudes could, and the big girls could sing their ass off. You know what I mean? You got to remember, what was her name? Damn, I'm not really telling my business with this one. Remember the chick Vesta?
Nah.
No, yeah, okay. I'm going deep into the murky waters.
You done just
I'm in the catacombs with that one. All right, hold on. Let me come back upstairs a little bit. How about Kelly Price?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay, so Big Kelly.
Right.
She was holding it. She was holding it down for the big women and that could sing. You know, who else was this girl before she lost all of the damn weight? Jennifer Hudson.
Jennifer Hudson.
Oh, J Hud was a big girl when she came out, right or wrong.
Right. On American Idol. She was the thick girl.
Yeah.
And then she lost all the weight.
Yeah. So I mean,
they probably told her, "Oh, you gotta lose whatever weight."
It's kind of synonymous with having, big lungs, being able to sing well. What's this girl? What's the white? Adele. She started off big, right? She just lost all of this weight. So that's what you got. Hey, man, you start off with that big mass, and with them lungs of life, you're gonna inhale all of that good air and blow them notes out. Pause.
Hey, don't blow the out. You're supposed to swallow.
Don't blow too much out. But yeah, that's what it's always been, man. So yeah, the big men was pioneers back in the day, man. It was real unique to see that. They were few and far between, but there were a few, and most of them had a dark hue.
Yeah.
You feel me?
And it was, a lot of that came from, I don't know how this is relevant, but a lot of our great had a background in the church when it comes to the R&B.
That's true too. That's very true too. That's very true. Big, fat and skinny.
Right, like that choir life.
Yeah,
was
choir life.
It was being able to, and I don't know, just working together and having faith and believing that you have a higher purpose.
Yeah.
And then being able to come to the forefront and just deliver that. I think we've seen a lot of that from some of the greats that we have. I think what we're missing today, and now I'm gonna sound like an old head, is that these artists and stuff don't have faith. They don't believe in a higher power. They think that they control or they can move on their own accord without paying homage to the people that got them to that point.
Well, to some type of creator or something like that. But you know what I also noticed, man? They don't have any real foundation. They don't really have any. They don't start off in the church because nobody's really like introducing them to that. You know what I mean? Like they're not starting off in the church anymore. They starting off on the laptop with a mic at home. You know, doing their own thing.
Yeah,
it's not like when maybe we were younger, or even our parents before us, when you had to go to church. Like you couldn't go out and hang out after school during the week or on the weekend or Saturday or Friday night. You couldn't do none of that if you didn't go to church on Sunday. That's how it was in certain households. You feel me?
And you think about it, right? You had your school clothes, you had your after school clothes, you had your Sunday
church clothes.
Your church clothes, right?
Yes,
I know I say Sunday because that's when I go to church, but if I was to go to church, it would be on a Sunday. I've been to churches on Saturday, but based on the religion, those days.
Everybody's Sabbath is a little different, yeah.
It's a little different, right? So, like, I truly believe, like, and I don't know, I said it on the show before, Maslow hierarchy of needs. Like, there's that whole triangle.
Yeah,
right?
Pyramid.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, pyramid, right? The pyramid, right? So you got your foundation, your basic needs. Boom, boom, boom. Then you go here, then you go there, then you go there, and you go up from there. Where I think we have failed as a society today is that we're not focusing on the foundation.
Yeah.
We're trying to focus on the top way too much.
Yeah.
So we leave all those other things out. But I'm like, and this is just a conversation that I had with my youngest daughter the other day. She sends me a picture. Well, no, she goes in the Amazon shopping cart because she has the Amazon password account. So I was like, yo, I'm wherever I'm at. If you need something, just put in the Amazon shopping cart. I'll send it to you. So she adds a 45 replica BB gun, right? To the Amazon shopping cart. So once I saw it, I'm like, why do you need this?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, when I was with her last month, before I came back down to Georgia, she's like, yo, I need a knife. I was like, I don't got a knife, but I got this for you. Now, I don't know if it was the best thing for me to give her what I gave her, but I'm like, well, you asking for it because maybe you feel you need to protect yourself. I don't want to hear about you couldn't protect yourself because I chose not to do something for you, so I'm gonna give you this or whatever. But I was like, yo, just understand. Like I had a talk where I was like, if you are about to, it's different to stab somebody and to cut somebody. If you never did it, if you ain't that person, don't even pull it out.
Yeah.
Like that was a conversation I had with her because it was like, if you happen to take a life, would you be able to deal with that? But I said, just think about it. But I don't want you to feel that you wasn't able to protect yourself.
Yeah.
But it's okay to run sometimes. It's okay. So when I asked her about the BB gun, her response to me is, Me and my friend want to have a BB gun fight. So they was going to sit there and shoot each other with a BB gun.
It's all fun and games until somebody shoots their eye out.
Right. Remember what? Christmas Story?
Yes, sir.
You'll shoot your eye out.
Yeah,
right?
you shoot your eye out, kid.
I bet. So when I looked at the BB gun, I was like, these are metal pellets, CO2 charged. These things travel 457 feet per whatever. I forgot what it was. It's probably per second. This shit is going to go a long distance.
Yeah.
You sit there and you shoot one of your peoples with that, it is going through their body.
Yeah.
Now I know they have the ones that shoot plastic BBs.
Right.
Right. Those ain't gonna penetrate you or whatever. But I'm like, yo, you asking for something and you don't even know what it is. And y'all was about to sit there and start popping up. Somebody was gonna be dead and somebody was gonna end up in jail. I was like, yo, you gonna kill somebody.
Had a brother I work with, he was telling me that his son was riding around in his car with a fake, like, so similar to what you're talking about with a BB gun in the car, but in the side of the seat, like it was a regular firearm, how some people ride around. And he said when he saw that, he took it from him and he was like, are you crazy? Like, you can't ride around like this. Like, police will kill you for this. You know what I'm saying? If they see that, they think that you got gun. That's all it takes. Like, you know what I mean? So he said he got on his ass and told him this is not the moon. If you ever do this again, all of that. You know what I'm saying? He sat him down. He gave him a talk. And it's a shame that we have to, educate our youth in that way. But, righteously, it's for their own protection, man. It's for their own safety. That is that we got to give them that game, because that can become very ugly very quickly. They think that they just walking around shooting BBs at each other, and then, on the offhand, somebody sees it, and a phone call gets made, and then police show up all ready to blaze, and they don't know nothing. They just see somebody with a toy gun. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Tamir Rice, and then what happens. So we gotta definitely did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stay on top of our kids, man. We really gotta be mindful of what they're doing with their free time. You feel me? Don't let them be out there playing with fake guns, thinking that everything is gravy. Especially if they look like you or me. You ain't picking up what I'm putting down.
Yo, and not for nothing, these BB guns that you could buy, like back in the days, it was a requirement that the tip of the gun was
orange. Yeah, yep. Now it was just like 9mm. They got camouflage ones. It's crazy, B.
I'm telling you, these joints do not look fake. Yep. I don't care if it's a BB gun or not. I'm not even going to sit there and be like, yo, the barrel of that gun look a little small.
A little small, yeah. I'm not taking that chance.
Right, nope.
Yep.
Pop. That's it. It's over.
Yep.
I'm going to pull mine, you pull yours. That's it.
On the off chance this motherfucker got some small bullets. That's not a real.
Like what the, like for real, like even if it does this, I'm not even trying to be around long enough to hear that.
Nah.
I'm not trying to be around long enough to hear that. Like, boom, I might let one off before you do. And it's
not trying to be a victim, brother. These motherfuckers is getting shot in the auto parts store.
I'm telling you.
Just for mouthing off, brother. Just for mouthing off. Oh my goodness.
Just popping shit.
We gotta stop that mess. And stop dragging your man into some stuff that you got into when you went into the store by yourself. Stop doing that.
Right, for real. Like, this nigga said this to me.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about some guy was, looking at you and maybe trying to get your number and then he called you a B or, whatever, disrespected you. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you get into it with the guy that work in the store because of whatever reason and get out of line or get out of pocket with another grown man and then expect your boyfriend to come in there and regulate because it didn't go your way. You know, I don't think that that's the right way to handle it. You know what I mean? Yeah. If your mouth write an ass that you check, I mean, if your mouth writes a check that your ass can't cash, don't come get my ass and expect me to do it for you. You feel me? You put yourself in that position. Now, how you gonna handle it? How you gonna navigate that? You know, I need to see that. I need to see your acrobatics.
Yeah.
You know,
like
don't do that to your man.
Because then you can't cry about it after it happens.
You know, and then your man ends up injured or, you know what I'm saying, worse. And then you looking stupid with the jackass face. Like, but you did that, bitch. You did that.
That shit was all you.
You went and got that. You went and got that brother out of the car and told him that Ock behind the counter called you a bitch and said you was a fat ass or something like that. Not that you had a fat ass, but you was a fat ass. The next thing you know, your boyfriend is shot dead because Ock is not having it, and he got that 4/5 under the counter.
Yeah. So, you know, Mike Handz hasn't pulled up just yet. I'm hoping he's gonna pull in. Let me check to see.
It's them.
It's like I don't know what's going on, but we did speak earlier today. But what I want to do is that he does have an album that just dropped this summer, and I want to get into some of the joints that he got blazing. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into let's get into Aventor.
Let's do it.
So we're going to get into that with Mike Handz and L Undercover. Right? So let's get it, y'all. Because it's the
In its different way, this has its own magic. The magic of an accompaniment tailor-made in the fashion of today.
Yo, I fly high across the skies, manifesting destiny. Struggle hard for so long, only brings the best of me. Foreign land, showing love, open, receive, embracing me. This music really opened up doors, look where it's taking me. My first stand leads to many more, who knows what else in store. As long as I maintain my ground, authentic, true, and pure, ain't a limit, I'll accelerate, elevate at a rapid rate. And I ain't gonna change a thing unless I'm called the pearly gates. I got a purpose here, hope you listen close to all the words is clear. Even all the obstacles I faced, they couldn't bear. Sway me or move me, knock me of course or halt me. Humility, it comes before honor, so now exalt me. You don't believe it's something that I rightfully deserve. I couldn't care for ounce cause I don't care for hating words, or care for hating fools with hatred and the hateful tools. The end result look like a mule as I begin to start my road.
Me and my team go hard this side, flying from the states to the streets outside. We gon' get it on stage, running through shot lane by Steve the Block, stay fat on high. Me and my team go hard this side, flying from the states to the streets outside. We gon' get it on stage, running through shot lane by Steve the Block, stay fat on high. Round Paris chasing Lambos, my fam so cultured and tied in. What's Penn's what we stand for? Me and my man Po, spirit in the symphony, the symphony, all raw. In unison we getting these bars from international rap stars. They give you what you get and catching souls in our rap jaw. Capture the moment, the minute we get the call to readjust the aperture, picture what we have gone through. Worldwide is what was stuck in our rear view. Borders our perspective, the limits that we adhere to. Came through, humble, remain true. Doubled our status and connects to respect to this grand bubble. Sorting through the deck as we trekking the land mumble. Rappers don't reflect what we said in the plan, troubled. Status in the legions, repping, carrying flags. And Rizzler papers, how we handle you fags and let it go. Watch when we ride, me and my team go hard this side, flying from the states to the streets outside. We gon' get it on stage, running through shot lane by Steve the Block, stay fat on high. Me and my team go hard this side, flying from the states to the streets outside. We gon' get it on stage, running through shot lane by Steve the Block, stay fat on high. Me and my team go hard this side, flying from the states to the streets outside. We gon' get it on stage, running through shot lane by Steve the Block, stay fat on Stay on high.
Yeah. We back, yo.
Yep.
We back. That was
You mad low. You mad low. You mad low.
Oh, yo. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can
Is this
you
thing on?
hear?
Is this thing on?
Is this thing on? Because I'm all
so that was yeah, that was tight right there. Got the whole Paris backdrop. Dope.
Yeah, like you know, it is weird because there was a lot of, you know, Paris, you know, the UK vibe with the background and stuff. But it gave me an East Coast, West Coast vibe on that one.
Yeah, it's kind of bi-coastal.
Yeah,
it could appeal both coasts for sure.
Yeah, so, but it definitely rocked out. For those of you that don't know about Mike Handz, he's been around for a minute, and he got that situation with the Golden Era Timeless album that is dropping now. So make sure you look for it, and this is one of the joints over there. We got 2 more videos that we gonna play off of the album. So make sure that you tuned in and you plugged into it. So we're gonna get into this next joint. Blackout.
What's this one called? This is the Blackout one?
Yeah, this is the Blackout.
All right, let's do it.
All right, bet. Let's get it, y'all.
Already know it's the
all day.
Ce que vous allez entendre maintenant, jamais vous ne l'avez entendu.
Blackout. How you the boss when we the boss type? Far beyond the short sight, we getting money. Know what the course like. I'ma shine like candles in a blackout. Candles in a blackout. How you the boss when we the boss type? Far beyond the short sight, we getting money. Know what the course like. Candles in a blackout. Blackout. Listen, I'm putting pressure on the game till the joints hurt. Pain to these lames in they best skirt. Pitting my best work. Name ringing bells in the network. The hustle about to double my net worth. Crushing the net first. SWAT style, putting in wet work. You see the merry-go on the vet shirt. Banging the sket hurts. Clicking from the click, I make spines jerk. The black heart numb so it don't hurt. It's ill. All real, putting work in, it's all scale. Boot camp, clicking the army, it's all drill. 80 style spitting, it's cracking, it's all krill. I will spill, hitting these streets to the grave fill. All timid, the sky in the butt perimeters. Moving on a level these devils would never give to us. Out beside them, we're riding these hymns. The search begins, it's all flow, splashing the gym. Now who the bar? You the boss when we the boss type. Far beyond the short sight, we getting money. Know what the course like. I'ma shine like candles in a blackout. Candles in a blackout. How you the boss when we the boss type? Far beyond the short sight, we getting money. Know what the course like. Candles in a blackout. Blackout.
This bars, Benzes, heroin, syringes, dope, cocaine, fuck you and your pension. Street currency, I'm reluctant to mention. The FNN controls the tempo of detention. I got a stash in my air suspension. The guard ain't worried about no apprehensions. I'm with a fiend fighting life decisions, but I give the work raw to block their intervention. Whoa, this ain't pill popping, nor skirt rocking. This is hustlers talk while bird watching. This is non-stopping. This is get it how you live when you back blocking. This the S-Class equipped with all options. Fitting on flow mixed with Oxycontin. Drees. No drop top, just lounging in the back. Being chauffeured in the Leon on parole travel pass.
How you the boss when we the boss type? Far beyond the short sight, we getting money. Know what the course like. I'ma shine like candles in a blackout. Candles in a blackout. How you the boss when we the boss type? Far beyond the short sight, we getting money. Know what the course like. Candles in a blackout. Blackout. I'ma shine like candles in a blackout. Candles in a blackout. Blackout.
Undercover Seismograph.
Ce que vous allez entendre maintenant, jamais vous ne l'avez entendu.
Blackout. How you the boss when we the boss type? Far beyond the short sight, we getting money. Know what the course like. I'ma shine like candles in a blackout. Candles in a blackout. How you the boss when we the boss type? Far beyond the short sight, we getting money. Know what the course like.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty.
That really took me back to.
Come on to the mic, Pete. Come up to the mic.
Yo, it took me back to a lot of that golden era. Like it was the scratches, it was, the interludes and all that. Like all of that stuff brought me back to that. What you think?
I think I'm gonna start talking about Handz in a little bit because I know this brother. You know what I'm saying? This ain't just a regular interview. You know what I'm saying? We've been in the same rooms, rubbed the same elbows. So it's almost like a family reunion. Like right before the light skinned niggas, you know what I'm saying? Brooklyn, all that shit. You need to get his ass in here so we can get this popping, man. People are tuning in just to see motherfucking Mike Handz. You feel me? So for the first time ever, I'm not just gonna excuse a guest for not showing up because we know scheduling conflictions happen and life happens and what I'm saying, health issues, whatever the case may be. But if it ain't none of that emergency, man, I'm gonna talk about him. I'll talk about him when I see him or when I talk to him.
Yeah.
You hear me, Handz? We'll talk about your ass.
Yo, but like, got to give a shout out to him because,
shouts out to them. Shouts out to my man No too. Also, them. Go ahead. I ain't gonna cut you off. People.
Yeah, but shit, when you said that, I forgot what I was going to say. But
I derailed the train of thought.
But basically, like to be an independent artist and to continue pushing and doing what you do, like it's not necessary to get a label deal.
Yeah, for years too. For years, and he did songs with a lot of the greats, man. Did songs with Jazzo and did songs with Craig G, Granddaddy IU. I mean, come on, man. These are vets.
And speaking of that, on this particular album, right?
Yeah.
We got Sadat X, you got Craig G, you got Granddaddy IU, you got Little Fame, you got
R.P. Sean P. Can't forget about Sean Price.
Right. You got Sky Zoo. Like, there's a lot of people on this album that's dropped. And by the way, we talking about over 20 tracks on this new release. So over 20 tracks on this release where he's doing what he's doing. All these tracks, the videos that we're gonna play for you tonight, all of them are different. They're unique in their own way, which I always respect that when an artist does what they do when they put out music.
Yeah.
You're not every track doesn't sound the same. So I wish he was popped in so we could talk about it a little deeper. But whatever happened,
you want to have some type of variation on your project. You want it to all have some some cohesion to it, but it doesn't, like he says, every song doesn't need to sound the same. If you want to carry on a theme throughout your project, that's cool, but every song should definitely have a little difference to it. It should be, you should explore different avenues and not be afraid to, go outside of the box a little bit, do something different. That's what wins. What did Ray say? Be original.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get to the last joint.
What's the name?
Going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
We're gonna keep going.
And I just want you guys to really pay attention. Right? in the beginning of this video, only because I think it takes a real man to sit there and show his vulnerability and put it out there for the world to see. So that's exactly what he did in this video. So just pay attention to it. So let's get into it, y'all, because it's the.
So this is the first time I'm gonna be going on the machine using the needles. So first step to getting the catheter out my neck. So hopefully if the needles go well, then they'll remove this from my neck finally in the next 2 weeks. So we will see. We're gonna do one and one needle in the catheter. Well, one tube in the catheter, one tube in the needle. My first needle is orange. Apparently, ultimately it'll be blue, but this is my my starter needles. So we'll see how it goes.
Still in the fashion of today, but quietly now. More intimate and personal.
Yeah.
Let me stand aside.
It's them! Seismograph. Feeling the weight under this full cord pressure. Life's gonna test ya. Anything and everything might become a stressor. Small things that seem to be light can come set ya. Back in the midst of the fight to come get ya. Wrapped up, prey facing the predator trapped up. Head first, adversity stacked up. Pivot and back up. Tally my maneuvers and racked up. Beware of life and how it can act up. I'm good. Move as I should based on the things understood. Do what I could but still not overly hood. I got my head right. Under the bed light. Seeing what the Fed might. Over analytically locked away to death might. Throw his hand in. With understanding. Then most will never comprehend with him and God are planning. But still we locked in. Fully clocked in. Stocks bending. Dissipate the moment that you moment that the clock starts ticking. The plot's all thickened. Place the knife, racing your pace beyond quickens. Sweat flooding your face, your clothes sticking. A step ahead of the trace, but lead slipping. Gotta keep going, gotta keep growing. Not only for yourself, but the film your life showing. Passported in my visa is signed. Living my moments as I journey through time. I steady study the time next to master how the moments and miles flex. Trying to hold his hand till it swings next. The pendulum's complex. Temple to existence is apex. The time sigs written to change steps. Dance with stars. Minds had it all in the charts and lived convicted with it locked in their hearts. They measured and marked from the moment of original sparks. Predicted rainfall, commandments and arcs. Remanded to watch, knowing the outcome. We playing our parts, targeting timelines, tear them apart. Destroy and restart. The new Edens in the middle of parks with knowledge still stored top of the box. Sit it and park and be a student of what lives in the dark. Take it in and start rewriting the arc. My pen retracing the start. Out of respect for all that's falling apart. Instead of speaking, let it leak in the art. From the moment that your clock starts ticking, the plot's all thickened. Place the knife, racing your pace beyond quickens. Sweat flooding your face, your clothes sticking. A step ahead of the trace, but lead slipping. Gotta keep going, gotta keep growing. Not only for yourself, but the film your life showing. Passported in my visa is signed. Living my moments as I journey through time, through time, through time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back.
I like that. I like that. That's a vibe right there.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yo, I would tell you, what was it? The Firm album?
Uh-huh.
There was like some visuals in that video that reminded me of the Firm cover.
Oh, okay.
Right? It was like the heads in the hand.
Yeah.
Everything else was like kind of blacked out.
Yeah.
Like, but that's really taking it to that era, that golden era of hip hop. Like I gotta give it to him on that. The videographer or whoever came up with that concept, I think that was super dope. Even the vibe of the joint, you know, it was just real good, like train tracks and trains that are not even moving no more.
Yeah, the vibe is very, very Brooklyn, very 90s, like, you know what I'm saying, that era that you're talking about, that golden era that he's probably referring to as well. If he was here, like you said, we could ask him, but we can't. I think it's important to preserve that sound, and it's important to um, reiterate to this generation how important that era was to hip hop, man, because there were so many groups and so many songs that changed the game during that time. Like some of those artists are a lot of those artists are still here, are still doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? If they're alive, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not. You gonna tell me that these artists, every artist that's out right now, 10, 15 years from now, you think they still gonna be around?
Nah.
All these Lils and Youngs and this one and oh man, come on. Some of the names is I don't even want to start calling names because some of the names are so ridiculous. I don't want I don't want to become the ops. You feel me? Everybody running up on me with a Pooh Shiesty mask on, talking about why what you talking about my homie for anyway. We don't need that.
But I'll tell you this, something that he said, and for those of you that don't know what the golden era is, it was the golden era. It was the beats. It was the scratching. You had the DJ.
It was quality. It was quality.
Right. So you had all of that. As far as from what I understand, what Mike Handz says the difference between the golden era and what's going on today is there's no gimmicks in his music, right? Our music, the music today, a mass majority of that is gimmick, right? So, but we went from lyrics to dance music to whatever the hell we got going on right now. Right. So there's a difference, there's a change, but it still gets classified under one category in hip hop. We could break it up if we want to.
Yeah.
But don't plug those people in where they really don't fit in. Just because they sell records doesn't mean that they popping like that. They don't even make tracks that are more than 2 minutes long. Oh, we got the man in the building. Oh, he just popped in. All right, so we're gonna bring him in so we can get in because we about to get up out of here. Yep.
Word.
In the building.
Pardon me. I got hung up leaving. They just promoted me. I got hung up at work. They trying to work me to death.
It's okay. Brother. I was just saying, I said, man, Handz don't come here and it's not an emergency. I'm gonna have to talk about him.
Yeah, I ain't want no kind of smoke.
I said it's not too many light skinned brothers from the borough holding it down for us.
Yep.
So we got, you know what I'm saying? We gotta chop it up with just a little bit. We glad you made it though, brother, man, for real.
Hashtag Shamar Moore vibes. I'm here for the light skin brother.
Hey, I'm telling you, all the light. We got 3 light skinned dudes in the room tonight.
It's the sun show. Damn it.
This is a rarity.
You can't stop shining.
This is a rarity.
Yeah, man. We just finished listening to the Black Album. Yeah, we've been banging the catalog, man. You know what I'm saying? Keeping your spirit alive.
I appreciate that.
The last joint though. What's the name of the last joint, P?
The last one was Keep Going. And
that's my record.
Right. So there, you wasn't on.
Handz, let me tell you, Handz.
But
that one right there, brother. You got your bang on the hand right there with that one. I was definitely feeling the vibes on that one.
So
definitely feeling
it, this was something I wanted to ask the direct question to you because I think it was real powerful of you showing what you showed in the beginning of the video, right? Because being a man, being someone from the borough, showing any type of vulnerability is not something that we do. So what was the thought process on that for you?
I think while enough, I always, it's funny, like some of my friends always kind of they joke about this line they coined for me, but I could fight though, right? And growing up, they coined that line and said that I say more than I guess I realized I said it.
Yeah.
And I think that it was kind of like my shield for my vulnerability. Like I have a face full of freckles. I had bright red hair growing up, long, you know what I'm saying? Tall, slim kid, light skin, bright red hair, all of that was going on. I was a target at all times. So I was forever vulnerable, whether I wanted to be or not. You know what I mean? So vulnerability don't hit the same for me as it do for most people. So it took a few people to point that out and highlight the vulnerability that it kind of displayed for me to really realize and recognize, like, oh wow, I guess it did. You know what I mean? But for me, it's just who I was, and for those years, that's just who I was. And the reason I went public with it, and a lot of my journey was on Instagram, became a kind of a conversational piece for other people going through it, was because honestly, I didn't want to be ashamed of it, because if I did, that would have been another burden to carry, trying to hide it, trying to keep it out there, trying to keep it unseen, so I figured it was a weight off once I kind of exposed what I was going through. And it also disarmed the speculation. People trying to put something on you and tell you what you got, or tell you what they think is going on, or this, that, and the third. So I figured if I put it out there, I'll disarm people.
Right.
And it worked in my favor. So I never looked at it like the vulnerability. I looked at it more like the validation, because I'm an overachiever and I work really hard. Like, I think if you listen to a lot of my music, you definitely spotlight the fact that I think my grind is more respected than my rhyme. You know what I mean? And when I started dropping the ball on things and not being able to complete missions and things of that nature, I think this is the only thing that made me feel like I had an acceptable pass for why I wasn't delivering or performing like I normally would. You know, once they seen what it was and seen it wasn't an excuse, or I felt like I owed that to the people that depended on me to know that, nah, this is really what's going on with me, this, that, and the third. And matter of fact, there are so many questions that came in my inbox, and so many people that reached out that it kind of became bigger than me, because now it's like people that's 5-6 steps behind where I am. It's like, yo, listen, I'm about to start dialysis, or they're about to, or they told me that, you know, my kidneys may, or I got stage 2 or stage 3, and they really don't know what that means, because they liken it to cancer. So they're not really realizing what the stages meant for us. And
so now you become an ambassador.
And with that ambassadorship, it kind of made it easier for my mission, because at this point it's like, damn, I got to get through this because they watching. I got to make it through this, because I don't want to feel like I lied to them people when I told them, nah, you could do this. So I told them, nah, keep going. And you know what I mean? So it made me go through all my procedures and surgeries and everything with a different helmet on. So, yeah.
Wow. Yo, but not for nothing. I didn't know what the answer was going to be, but I can tell you that's probably deeper than what I thought it was going to be.
I appreciate it.
Because you articulated yourself in the most upstanding way, being an ambassador. Like,
being from Brooklyn.
Yo, I just gotta salute you, my G.
Salute, gang.
Real, like this is New York all day right here. The room you in is all New York. Like that's it. Like this is it right here.
So I want to switch gears just a little bit, because me and P Money was talking about this before you came on, Handz. What do you think about the state of hip hop? You know, and because I know you're familiar with the golden era, because you know what I'm saying, you're shining it, especially in that last video we saw. You know what I'm saying? That's golden, dripping with golden era juice. But you being from the golden era, you know what I'm saying, what do you think of the state of hip hop now as opposed to in the golden era?
I love this question. Because when I get it, I'm so proud to say I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think about the state of hip hop at all.
Okay.
I don't see it. I don't hear it. I don't participate in it, because it's not for me. For me to be talking about it means I'm eavesdropping, because none of those conversations are for me. Them kids ain't talking to me.
Yeah.
They talking to each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
So these kids is my kids' age. So for me to be in their business, I might as well be reading my kids' journal. Or I might as well be listening to. The reason it don't make sense to me is because they're not talking to me.
P, I don't think anybody's ever had an answer. I don't think anybody's ever had an answer like that, P. That's a damn good answer.
Yo, that right there.
That's a damn good answer, man. You're right.
You should be a politician, by the way.
Now look.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. What
Think about it. The way when we used to say fresh, deaf, dope, butter, all of that, and our parents was like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Yeah,
it's the same way they talking about capping and flick and flea and flow and
getting money
and like gang. You ain't been in a gang at all. Like you know, well, I mean, but this is also a generation that's in the Build-A-Bear. You know what I'm saying? Like every man and woman either got a lace front beard. They went and bought some titties, some ass. It's their Build-A-Bear. You know what I mean? It's Build-A-Bear out here now. So how could you possibly relate? So I feel it would be unfair of me to have judgment.
Yeah.
Because they would never talk to me. So I don't even have all the information.
So are you saying it's okay to stay in your lane?
I'm saying it's okay. I'm saying it's okay for them to stay out of my lane.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I'm where I've been when y'all got here.
Yeah.
Y'all can drive where y'all want to drive. I have no interest. My truck don't even fit in that lane.
Yeah.
And I'm over here. I will run you clear the fuck over if you decide to come over here.
Yeah.
However, there are a lot of cats over there. Don't get me wrong. My windows be down. There's things I hear go past. I ain't mad at. You know, I ain't mad at. But just like my generation, I ain't like every rapper in my generation. I ain't like every golden era rapper.
Sure.
Some were terrible. Dre, one of the greatest producers of all time, had a New Edition shag in a Luther Vandross bodysuit. Like it was, you know, people had questionable moments. So I can't hide that.
World class record crew.
If you want to look at the beginning of video music by Confident Video Show, they had Soul Sonic Force. They had Cowboy. They was the hip hop village people.
Man,
we
were so young.
If you really want to look at it, it wasn't always Jay-Z. It wasn't always Rakim. It wasn't always. You had Humpty. The dude had a rubber Nas. Schnoz, we was for that.
R.I.P. Shock G.
What?
R.I.P. Shock G. Peace to the new Shock G. But some was running around with the you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we interviewed the new Humpty. You know, like we had him on the show. All that.
I respect. I'm following him. I'm following because he represents something that I'm into. So I'm paying attention. You know what I mean? But I'm saying it to say we had the Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
We had a group that told you bone stickity bone, huh? I got 20 cash for anybody gonna spell it.
Yeah.
He had the fee five fold the fibbity from here I come. What the hell was we listening to, go? And these is my brothers. Like I joke with Scoob about that.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it wasn't always uncreative. It wasn't always not outside the box.
Right.
But it was our version because they were speaking our language and they were speaking to us. Now, these kids want to wear young clothes, big shoes, you know, pearls or whatever they into. That's their vibe. Wedding dresses on, you know, that's their vibe. It makes sense to them.
Yeah.
That's really all that matters. It's the soundtrack for their life. It makes sense to them.
Because they're making their own movie. So do you think, and the golden era, is it the lunch table? Because the way I reflect on the golden era, to me, it's the lunch table in the schools and all that. So how does it feel for you? What is your golden?
I said,
is there a bridge between the golden era and now? Is there a bridge?
Now it was a tunnel. Ain't nobody was having the tunnel. It went all under the flow. But I said 23 years ago, I started to write rhymes. Then it was a hobby and pastime. As soon as the bell chimed, I huddle up and I huddle up and get on the lunch line. It's showtime. No, I huddle up and come up with bass lines. It's showtime right at the lunch line. As soon as the bell chimes. As soon as the bell chimes, we come in, move at the same time. Then you had to fight to regain shine. Then at the same time, Don't have your name come up in the next rhyme, because then you got to fight to regain shine. It's criminal. There was more to lunch than very fine and bubble. I was more to lunch than very fine and butter crunch. I rocked for 3 periods to come to 5th and tear it up. It was all about the lunch table.
The butter crunch, boy. The butter crunches, y'all just don't know, boy. My generation.
Table. It was about the acoustics in the stairwell. It was about I'm be honest. Something I tell people don't even understand because they look at the depth of my catalog. I don't like rhyming. I don't like recording. I don't like recording.
Just happened to record.
I've had people, and I'm talking XXL and Source, and these people ask me, "Why do you have so many features?" Because that's the only reason I rap.
Yeah.
I never went to the corner to rap by myself.
Yeah.
I never went to the lunchroom to bang on the table for myself. It was always about the camaraderie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
and it shows in the features that you do. You know what I mean?
It's my reenactment. And some of my features, to be honest, are my personal. You know how they say you can't get time back?
Yeah.
Once time is spent, it's gone.
Yeah.
I feel like, respectfully, I wasn't nice enough to be on when I really wanted to be on. I still had growth to do. Still had to finish honing my skills and my craft, so I didn't get buried by the people I wanted to rap with.
Right.
Now, I hold my own on any record with anybody I'm on, respectfully.
Right.
And everybody I thought I should have rapped with then, I made it my business to rap with now. So it's really, when you look at my features on all of my projects, it's really me just pulling pebbles out of my bucket list.
Yeah.
And lightening that load. So from G-Rap to IU to Craig G to Kane to Sadat,
Sean Price,
to Sean, which took my whole boot camp team, like my whole family at boot camp, to my Def Squad family working with Sermon and Rockweiler, and you know, touring with Red and Meth and touring. Rest in peace, Prodigy, getting to do the Hell on Earth tour with you know, Smith and Wesson. It's really just me running through my bucket list and trying to recapture moments that I didn't get to have the first go round. Thank God I'm doing it.
Handz, how's your health these days, man? You doing
I like to say that I'm proudly undead.
No doubt.
In the world that we live in,
all praise due.
In the world we live in, nobody's apex health. That's just that's not the materials we're given to work with. It's not the air we breathe, it's not the food we consume. No one's in apex health, right? But I'm extremely undead.
Yeah.
So I stay on top of my appointments. I'm the anti-black person when it comes to doctor visits. I don't want nobody to say black men don't go to the doctor. I'm saying black men don't go home from the doctor.
I'm up in there.
I prefer. My wife think I'm crazy. I prefer to be in the hospital.
Yeah.
I feel safe. If anything go wrong, the focus is right there.
Everything is right there. Yeah.
We ain't gonna lose the time getting me to the people. You know what I'm saying? So until I feel 100%, now I'm good. If you want to go home today, I could stay till tomorrow. Come get me tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, brother, we are pleased to have you here, and we are even more pleased to know that you're extremely undead. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
It wouldn't be any good to any of us if you was not here, man, in the fresh and flesh. You know what I'm saying? And giving us this good vibes and this good music. What's next on the horizon? I mean, is because I know was the Blackout the name of the last project?
Blacklist.
Blacklist.
Yep.
So is that the most recent thing, or you got something else?
Let me find out you got a little handful of research on you for real. I see you.
Respect, come on, brother. You know, I gotta treat you like I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? I can't treat you like
different.
I can't tell them how we filmed the video at the crib. We did the Mad December joint for Shameless at the crib.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna believe it. So here's the truth. Thanks for asking. Blacklist 1 is out. That's Eyes of the Daywalker. It all has a vampire theme to it. Blacklist 2 is King of the Damned. That's already recorded and done. I'm just waiting to get the mixing and mastering done. And I produced my son Lex King on volume 1. There's a record on it called Strange Things that he's on. So I'm not doing this series without him. So I still got a record that I have to do with him before I can close the project.
Okay.
And that's my contribution to his journey, to make sure that any Blacklist project that drops, he's definitely on it. And that's next. And then I still have 3/4 of the Def Squad album done. Okay. So that was pre-pandemic, when I couldn't get back and forth to Eric in the studio. So I had to just kind of slow down production on that. But I have 3/4 of that album recorded. I have one joint on there featuring myself, Afro, Rock That's Monster, and my man Scam. If you remember the Stan record, where Eminem said, I even got the first, when on Stan, he said, I even got the first mixtape you did with your man Scam.
Right.
So it's me, it's me, Scam, Rock Ness, and Afro on it.
Ooh, that's fire.
That sounds great.
It's super loony. And it's literally just telling them, you really don't want this problem. It's like, you don't want the bar fighting in the background. You hear, go ahead, put your pens down. Like, just go ahead, don't even bother with it. This not this one.
That's dope.
So everybody on it went incredibly bananas on it. So that project, Rockwaller gave me some crazy heat on it. Top 5 gave me heat on it.
Okay.
Eric's Sickness, the whole boot camp. I mean, the whole Def Squad entity. You know, I mean, that's a phonetic problem I'm glad I get to have. Like,
straight up,
because Def is the squad, boot camp is definitely the clique. So I to be part of 2 legendary legacies is incredible for me. If I don't do nothing else.
What's that like? That's definitely got to be one on the bucket list. You know what I mean? Being a fan of that imprint, and then you know what I'm saying, now you repping that same thing. It's got to be great.
In 2012, I had a line on a record that said, last year Kane, this year Jazz. Handz got the blueprint that Jay-Z has, right? Ooh. And for me to be able to say that at that time, and I thought that was the epitome of my reach, to now being able to say I'm claimed respectfully by both crews.
Yes, sir.
And it's ironic because one is the crew and then the other is the label.
Yeah.
Like, Eric picked me up on the label. So I inherited that Keith Murray legacy, that Kate Solo legacy, that of course Redman legacy, and so on.
No doubt.
As opposed to, I'm in the trenches with that Sean Price legacy, that Smith & Wesson legacy, that Black Moon legacy, that OGC legacy. So like this, on the 12th of next month is myself, Rockness, String Wonder. Steel just decided he wants to pop out, so it's Love. We're taking Bernadette Price with us. And then I got Punchline, DV alias Christ, UG, and we're gonna go take over a venue in Philly and just go be ignorant for a night worth of just pure unadulterated hip hop. So
that's what's up.
And then I got 7 of the incredible Philly MCs on the bill as well. So it's just having access to that kind of energy, and it's nothing but a phone call. Like, listen, I got a venue. I'm trying to go have some fun. What you doing? Yeah, I'm down. Come get me or whatever. Like, that's just that's for me.
That's a beautiful thing, and that's what hip hop used to be about.
Mm-hmm.
That UNITY. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it wasn't about smoking your ops and all of that stuff. I'm not trying to.
No, we smoked the op too.
I'm not trying to. We didn't put it on record.
Bro, I'm a 23-year Decepticon. I've smoked the op too, but not without the grill. We was more hand skill oriented, right?
It was a different time, man.
We rather like go toe to toe in like as a pugilist. You know what I mean? Like we gonna work with what God gave us to see how this turn out.
Exactly.
We might have pulled
maybe the occasional golf club.
Like we might pull a hammer out from time to time, but it's from the toolbox, not from the range. You know what I'm saying? It was we was
carpentry going on.
Yo, listen, and I never told this story, but my man Rock let it out on. Shout out my man Math Hoffa, my man Mecca, and them. They got
definitely
the barbershop thing. And my expert opinion.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Check that out on YouTube. But Sean Price used to carry the hedge clippers.
Yeah, I think he did tell that story.
What you doing, dog?
Yeah, Handz Clippers.
I'll do you one more personal. One day, Sean called me. Rest in peace. Sean called me. Yo, Handz, what you doing? I'm like, what up? Now, as a Decepticon, I'm a Trigger Con. That's my leader, right? Ruckus, but Sean Price. So, yo, come get me. Now, I had more of these DCEP run-ins in 2012 than I had in 98. But we get to that.
Isn't it crazy?
Sean ill. He ill. He's a funny guy. So he's like, yo, come get me. So I heard it. So I'm like, he pushing the button. Good God. All right, I see what it is. So I jump in the car. I fly to Brownsville. He hit me like 4 times. Where you at? Where you at? I'm like, I'm on my way. I'm coming. I'm like, all right. So he come downstairs. The intensity, I did go grab something, throw it in the back of the car. Like, I'm like, all right, this is gonna be like that. Let me get my brown skin disposition on and figure out what it's gonna look like. So I pulled up feeling super Omnistar, and he come out the building twirling a little Yankee bat. The little Yankee, you know, the little one, like
Louisville Slugger. I know what you're talking about.
So I'm like, I got this in the car, and he got the
baby bat.
But at the time, I had one in the car, but it was the breast cancer Yankee joint.
Right.
So I had the pink joint. So I pulled out. I'm like, so this what we doing? He said, word. So we get in the car. We ride to the, as the kids would say, the ops.
Right.
We pull up. They having a block party.
Uh-huh.
We pull up on the block party. Me and my man, salute Matt Diamond from Colmar. He said, yo, when y'all get out the car, y'all look like 2 bears. It was hilarious. But we get out the car, like we go into a PR meeting. He said, y'all look like 2 bears.
Yeah.
So we get out the car. We got the bats like behind our back. These little ass bats. And it's just me and him. He up front. I'm tailing him. We pull up. He walks straight to the top, say what he got to say. I'm sizing everything up, setting a perimeter for him. And when he said what he had to say, you seen everybody turn Casper in the face, right? You can tell, like the grill stopped smoking. The grill stopped smoking. Nobody
disrespectful shit.
It was. I've never seen this much respect in one place. Yeah. Clearly, somebody said something and wants you to believe it was misunderstood or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I said, the grill stopped simmering. There was no smoke. So he tapped me, laughing like, "Come on, man, ain't you know what I mean?" So I'm like, "All right." So we spin off the block. So I'm like, we just backed the block party down with 2 souvenir bats.
We baby bats. Yeah.
I'm like, we in. You know, every shit I ever seen.
It's a beautiful
so
thing,
we
man.
Get halfway across Eastern Parkway. So we only went to Lincoln, coming past across Eastern Parkway, coming down Buffalo. The phone rang. Sean started hollering, and he one of them dudes that laugh with his hands, so he banging on the on the dashboard. I'm like the swerve and shit.
Yeah.
He like, yo. I'm like, what? He said them niggas took the whole party inside. I'm like, what you mean? He said the whole block party in Sun Crib. Wow. He said they took the grills and everything inside. I said, burn it? They took burning grills in the building.
They're like, nah, we ain't having none of that nonsense. Whatever he said birthed the George Foreman.
Yo, it turned into a hibachi night. I don't know what happened, but when I tell you that was probably one of the funniest moments.
Oh
that
my goodness.
I'm like, wow.
I know you got a million of those.
But that one for me was the one. And we got a few, but that was funny to me because I couldn't believe he came out with them 2 little bats. I didn't know what we was up against. I didn't know where we was going, but this way he came out with
baby sluggers. So Handz, give the people your handles and your social and stuff, so they know where to find you and they know where they know to plug in with you with the music and everything.
All right, so Mike.
Hold on, wait! Before you even say that, any merch on deck? Any merch? If you want to talk about that, you can plug that first, and then go ahead and give me.
That was part of the plug, pimp. That was part of the plug.
Okay, there you go. Go ahead, go.
Bring you one that has. That's part of the plug, and the book bag is over there too. So we got these.
Nice.
And then we got these.
Okay.
And then we got these.
Okay, right back to school time. Right, just in time for back to school, baby.
You know, we got the 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 well, that's one too. That's one of these Jones. Well, okay, here we go. We got we got hoodies, and then we got the better hoodies. These are the embroidered.
The better hoodies.
Yeah, these are the embroidered better hoodies.
Nice.
So these are these are on the site.
Yeah.
Here's the hood to match the hat.
Nice.
Sleeve work.
Let me see the sleeve. Okay, dope.
Sleeve work.
Yeah, official.
So the t-shirts are in the drawer on the far right. No, on the other side. Well, yeah.
And this is all on the website, right?
I'm gonna give it to you right now.
Okay. Nice.
There's the Golden Era Timeless, and then here's the cover art. These are the better tees.
Okay. Nice.
Right. So, for the merch, the website is MikeHandz.nyc.com. It was MikeHandz.com, but I figure I'm too New York for that. So it's MikeHandz.nyc.
There you go.
Now, if you go to the merch link, it's going to take you to our merch store, which is faction43.com. But if you go to the website, just click merch, it'll roll you over.
Okay.
The legacy merch is available on Bandcamp. Mike Handz Bandcamp. Go to the merch. That's the legacy merch. But all the newer stuff and all the DCEP merch is on Faction 43. So just go to MikeHandz.com and you'll go nowhere. But if you go to MikeHandz.nyc, it'll take you to the merch link. You can get the hard copy of the album, digital copies of the album. We got the sneakers on there. We got the duffel bags, book bags, few variations.
Okay.
This is the digital download cards.
Man, got the one-stop shop.
Yeah. We have a little bit of everything: the hoodies, t-shirts, the pens, lighters.
Yeah.
We got writing books, notebooks for the MCs.
Okay. Okay.
We got the phone case.
He thought of it all. He's covered all the bases.
Yeah, and we just did a vinyl deal overseas with Hip Hop Express, so they're taking care of the vinyl for the album.
Okay.
So that'll be here later this summer. But yeah, we're there. So MikeHandz.nyc. Instagram is Mike Handz. Twitter is The Real Mike Handz, but don't bother. Nobody talks to me on there. But it's The Real Mike Handz on Twitter. Facebook is Mike Handz fan page. But I tell everybody, if you want to take the hella shortcut, go to Instagram, check the link tree in the bio, or just go to Google. And when you get to the 30th page, if you could tell me what's on the 29th page, contact me through the website. I'll send you a whole merch package.
There it is.
And I knew it was on the 29th page.
Okay, you heard it here. You heard it here. Man of his word. P Money,
Yo.
what you want to ask him before we let him go?
I just want to say, man, definitely this was I'm in the A right now. So just to be able to chop it up with you and hear the stories, like I felt like I was at home. Like, you done brought it back to me. You talking about D-Sex, all that. Like I'm just telling you.
It's a trip down
it is when you talk about gang, these kids don't even know what gang is. They don't even understand.
I have no idea.
So, and the people that I deal with don't even understand how gang I could be. But it was just like we were just chopping it up on the corner in front of the bodega. Like
that's right.
And this is the spot. You know what I'm saying? It's the barbershop, it's the basement, it's the basketball court, it's your man's basement, it's the, you know what I'm saying, the block, the alleyway where you have that first drink, wherever. You know what I'm saying? It's your man's front stoop. That's what the spot is for. We, you know what I'm saying? We come here and it's a testosterone-based show, but we don't mind we don't mind having the female come through from time to time, but it's where the family comes from.
Listen. I haven't been in a testosterone based environment since 2000.
That sounds like a man that got daughters.
just nowhere to go anymore before you gotta make concessions and excuses.
Well, brother, you always got a home here, man. You know what I'm saying? You family, you know what I'm saying? And whenever you got something to you know what I'm saying, to promote or release, man, please come through here first, man. Let us, you know what I'm saying, let the masses know what time it is. And
well, check it out. MJ will definitely be in touch always. You know what it is. Shout out.
Shout out MJ.
Shout out MJ. She always is on top of things and making sure that I'm plugged in where I need to be plugged in at. It's always good to have family and good people, so I appreciate y'all for still checking for your boy. And yeah, man, like I'd appreciate it, man. Like I said, the spot is the spot to be, so I can't think of nowhere else I might want to let that information go. So as long as y'all have me, I'll pull up. Sorry, I had to be like Eddie King Jr. and sliding late, but I appreciate
that's
that.
all right, man. You fashionable. That's all. You flexing your artist chops. You know what I'm saying? You're fashionably late. That's what that's all about.
That's what you call when you're 9 to 5 and invade your 5 to 9. That's what happens.
That's all right. We're gonna work towards our dream until our dream is you know what I'm saying, working for us. That's
no, I just let my 9 to 5 underwrite my dream. That's all. I use my PTO to do tours.
And trust and believe, I know what that's looking like.
Yeah.
I was a New York City transit worker.
Listen, I work for this city too, but you know how it makes it so it's so much less stress because I'm no longer even in the business of selling music.
Yeah.
I give music away. I sell merch.
Yeah.
I go to work. I put in my 40 hours a week to make sure these lights will stay on. So I don't. There's no pressure now. I get to enjoy the music.
There you go. That's what it's all about, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
all right, man. 100, my G. I appreciate you coming through, man. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying, taking time out the day, especially after working so hard, and chopping it up with the people, man. Letting them know what's going on with you and giving us good music. And I can't wait to hear what's coming next.
Yeah, she gonna get it to you. We working out what that rollout's gonna look like now. So I figured I would respectfully give Golden Era 2 quarters before I did something, and we're coming up on the end of the second. So
there it is. All right, my G.
Talk to y'all soon. Stay up.
100.
All right. So what we going to do is before we get up out of here, we just going to play the Keep Going joint for the people one more time.
Yeah, man. Please. Let us do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's get it, y'all. Because it's the.
So this is the first time I'm gonna be going on the machine using the needles. So first step to getting the catheter out my neck. So hopefully if the needles go well, then they'll remove this from my neck finally in the next 2 weeks. So we will see. We're gonna do one needle in the catheter. Well, 1 tube in the catheter, 1 tube in the needle. My first needle is orange. Apparently, ultimately it'll be blue, but this is my my starter needles. So we'll see how it goes.
Still in the fashion of today, but quietly now. More intimate and personal.
Yeah.
Let me stand aside.
It's them! Seismograph. Feeling the weight under this full cord pressure. Life's gonna test ya. Anything and everything might become a stressor. Small things that seem to be light can come set ya. Back in the midst of the fight to come get ya. Wrapped up, prey facing the predator trapped up. Head first, adversity stacked up. Pivot and back up. Tally my maneuvers and wrapped up. Beware of life and how it can act up. I'm good. Move as I should based on the things understood. Do what I could but still not overly hood. I got my head right. Under the bed light. See you what the Fed might. Over analytically locked away to death might. Throw his hand in. With understanding that most will never comprehend with him and God are planning. But still we locked in. Fully clocked in. Stock spinning. Dissipate the moment from the moment that the clock starts ticking. The plot's all thickened. Place the lights racing your pace beyond quickens. Sweat flooding your face. Your clothes sticking. A step ahead of the chase but leave slipping. Gotta keep going. Gotta keep growing. Not only for yourself but the film your life showing. Passported in my visa is signed. Living my moments as I journey through time. I steady study the time X to master how the moments and miles flex. Trying to hold his hand till it swings next. The pendulum's complex. Temple to existence is apex. The time sigs written to change steps. Dance with stars. Minds had it all in the charts. And lived convicted with it locked in their hearts. They measured and marked from the moment of original sparks. Predicted rainfall, commandments and arcs. Remanded to watch. No playing our parts, targeting the timelines, tear them apart. Destroy and restart, the new Edens in the middle of parks, with knowledge still stored top of the box. Sit it and park and be a student of what lives in the dark. Take it in and start rewriting the arc. My pen retracing the start, under respect for all that's falling apart. Instead of speaking, let it leak in the art.
From the moment that your clock starts ticking, the plot's all thickened. Placed in life, racing your pace beyond quickens. Sweat flooding your face, your clothes thicken. A step ahead of the trace, but leave slipping. Gotta keep going, gotta keep growing. Not only for yourself, but the film your life showing. Passported in my visa is signed. Living my moments as a journey through time, through time, through time.
Yeah, so you already
Yeah,
know,
man.
man. It's your boy, PROFIT_radio_NY, man. And this is the spot, man. We took it all the way to New York for you guys. It's just lit. So my G, tell them who you are and where you from.
And it's your boy Sean Reezy. Y'all please hit me up on the gram. Excuse me. DJ Sean Recognize DJ SHAWNRECOGNIZE is the label. It's right there on the bottom in case you can't keep up. And you can also hit me up on Twitter. That's the short version, DJ Sean Rec, DJ SHAWNREC. But remember, only my friends can call me Rex, so you better recognize.
Yeah, man. And we out of here, y'all. See y'all next week. You heard?
Choo, choo.
Gang.
It's that.